How do you escape the labyrinth of suffering? This is the matrix. This is something that we've been trying to get out of our whole lives. How can we achieve that spark of success that says, hey, you finally left it. You've finally done it. I think the way is not to. I think every time we talk about escaping something, we are really avoiding the truth. When we think about escaping something, we think about the future moment when we actually step out of this labyrinth of life, or a past moment where we regret and we can never put it behind us, and we might think, oh, I was so close to solving the end puzzle. But the key is just to put down these both elements and to return to the present, because the present is the only moment you truly have. The present is when you can make a difference for your future or for your past. The present can mend, but the present can also break your heart. Because if you think about the future, if you think about the future escape of the labyrinth, but you are stuck in the present, the relative force, the relative gravity of the situation just leaves you so much more depressed than you already are. I think the true idea is to embrace it. Is to say, hey, I do live in a world that is not ideal, because we all do. There is poverty, there's depression, there's unemployment. There are terrible rulers that are part of our daily lives. But I think the key thing is to realize that we, as ourselves, even with our massive teenage dreams, that maybe some things are irreparable. Maybe some things are the things that we are not destined to save, are the things that we are not destined to change. Because what we don't want and what we cannot achieve is a utopia. We can't achieve a perfect world without suffering. And I think that is the moment when we can truly look at our present moment. And we can also look at the Buddhist idea of how suffering brings joy and say, hey, I'm looking at all the suffering I'm going through, all the tough moments I went through, all the tough things are still in front of me that I need to get done, and embrace this moment. And just look with your eyes. Open your eyes for one instant. Because although we think that we have our eyes open, I literally have glasses, but we are actually not looking at the world like how it really is. We are looking at it through an opinionated lens, right? We call other people names. We think this and that and this and that. We have social media. Oftentimes this corrupts the brain, and we can never see the true things that are unfolding in front of us. And how do you do that? How do you see the true things that are unfolding in front of you? As we all know, we live in a world that is too fast. We live in an ever-changing world. And what is the hardest thing you can possibly do in this world of suffering, in this world lackluster of joy? Is to slow down. Once you can slow down is the moment when you can truly appreciate all the beauties of nature around you, all the beauties of the relationship that you have in your life, or the beauties of yourself. Seneca, a great philosopher, once said this: the love of bustle is not industry. This is such a good quote. This is the quote of the month for me, and I'm going to repeat it again. The love of bustle is not industry. What does bustle mean? Bustle means busyness. What does not industry mean? It's not actual work. When I go ask around with my friends, when I go into school, I ask them, how are you doing? There's two answers that I commonly hear. One is I'm tired, and two is I'm busy. These two things literally account as the same thing, right? You are only tired when you are too busy, or too stressed. And this is a case with daily life. And oftentimes I think we live in a world that presents this in a glowing perspective. We think that it's good to be busy. We think that we should pack our lives so densely with work that we cannot have a moment to breathe. We think that this kind of busyness is the true success that we are looking for. We think this busyness with everyday life, this busyness with doing every single thing right now and doing it and doing it and doing it, multitasking and using social media and getting stuck in this matrix is the way out of it. But I don't think that is the case. This is what Bruce Lee once said. He said, "The height of cultivation always runs to simplicity." At the top of every single mountain, on the backs of the success of every single entrepreneur, influencer, model, football player, is simplicity. The ones that can make their lives the most simple, the ones that can zone in and do just one thing, are the people who can finally embrace this life, are the people who can finally walk out of this labyrinth. I think the greatest gift you can give yourself is peace. And peace is looking through not an opinionated lens. It's to look at life with open arms. It's to embrace this moment of suffering. It's to let it wash over you. Because maybe there's no suffering after all, but only love and forgiveness. Love you so much. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.